Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Summer Games Done Quick Bundle of July 2026. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you the viewers for watching my videos. I hope they're helpful, and most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1 we have Solar Ash, an action platformer set on a crumbling world trapped inside a black hole. You take on the role of Ray, a void runner attempting to save a planet by activating a giant machine called the Starseed. The gameplay revolves around fluid responsive skating, which is essential for both traversal and combat. Even when you're fighting enemies, you must keep skating to avoid getting hit. You'll quickly find yourself feeling like a skating genius as you bounce between platforms, grind rails, dodge attacks, and slice through enemies simultaneously. To activate the Starseed, you must overcome anomalies. This involves completing traversal challenges against a timer to expose weak points before stabbing the eye of the anomaly. While these challenges can feel repetitive, they remain inventive. The standout moments are the boss fights against gigantic monsters. These encounters are intense, requiring you to skate along the bones of gargantuan creatures while grappling to their weak points. The difficulty strikes a perfect balance, feeling challenging but fair. Visually, the game is stunning. The world features bright neon colors and impossible mind-bending vistas that fold back on themselves like an MC Escher painting. With 6 distinct areas, the environmental design remains a constant delight. The story is expanded through well-written side missions and cutscenes that establish a mysterious, surreal tone. If you enjoy games that masterfully combine high-speed skating, rhythmic combat, and epic set pieces, this is an incredible experience that you should not miss. It is truly one of the best games in its genre. And number 2 we have Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, a vibrant futuristic platformer that blends Y2K nostalgia with modern flair. In this anti-cop roller skating graffiti adventure, you embark on a mission to go all city, overthrowing rival crews while painting the town with your crew's mark. The game captures the essence of late 90s and early 2000s aesthetics, with its chunky visuals, bold colors, and banging soundtrack. You'll find yourself immersed in gravity-defying combos, from grinding on rails to pulling off tricks that boost your score. The tagging system, where you spray graffiti via a fun minigame, is both intuitive and rewarding. Each sprawling cityscape is a playground, filled with hidden collectibles, quirky NPCs, and varied challenges. Every skateboard, bike, and pair of rollerblades feel smooth and responsive, modernizing the nostalgic mechanics of Jet Set Radio and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. The world building is quirky and engaging, though the narrative feels a bit thin. The characters lack depth, and the story does not always mesh seamlessly with the gameplay. Still, the city's design and its themed boroughs, like a basketball court ruled by the Flash Prince, keep the game fresh and exciting. Exploring feels dynamic, rewarding creativity and risk-taking at every turn. The soundtrack is quite a feature, with rhythmic electronic beats that elevate every moment. It's a celebration of an era that combines analog grit with digital dreams. Whether you're a nostalgia seeker or a newcomer, Bomb Rush Cyberfunk is a thrilling ride through a vividly imagined graffiti-filled world. And number 3 we have Isopod, a webbed spin-off. A charming 3D platformer where you take on the role of a tiny roly-poly pill bug navigating the vast beautiful landscapes of the Australian bush. Developed by Spud Games, this title serves as a spiritual successor to Webbed, trading Silk for a unique physics-based movement system that makes you feel like a bouncy, unstoppable wrecking ball. The core gameplay loop centers on rolling, zipping, and slamming through vibrant environments to thwart the greedy fire ant conglomerate. You're equipped with a handy magnet strapped to your back, allowing you to swing through the air, manipulate metallic objects, and zip down power lines with exhilarating speed. When you master these momentum-based mechanics, the experience feels incredibly fluid and rewarding. The world itself is a delight, featuring expressive animations and a scale that perfectly captures the perspective of an insect in a gargantuan ecosystem. While the narrative, which pits your humble union of bugs against a cartoonishly villainous capitalist corporation, can feel a bit heavy-handed or preachy at times, it provides a cohesive motivation for your journey. Although some players might find the magnet aiming controls occasionally finicky or wish for a longer adventure, the sense of playfulness is undeniable. You can even express yourself by collecting various trinkets to unlock unique shells, letting you customize your pill bug just the way you like. This game is a delightful bite-sized adventure that proves that even the smallest creatures can make a massive impact when they work together to protect their home. At number 4 we have Grandma No! A physics-based chaotic sandbox game that casts you as an aging matriarch tasked with mundane household chores across 3 distinct destructible locations. From the backyard to the kitchen and living room, you must attempt basic activities like lighting a grill or mopping up spills. However, the game's core hook lies in its intentionally clunky, ragdoll-driven movement. Because Grandma has uncooperative motor skills and a habit of falling, simple navigation becomes a humorous, fiddly chore. While this might sound frustrating, developer Wallride turns this potential nuisance into a strength. You'll find that the longer you linger in an area, the more catastrophic the resulting clutter becomes, which is exactly the point. The game embraces a spirit of playful vandalism, allowing you to use tools in ways that deviate wildly from their intended purposes. While you're instructed to use a chainsaw for weeds, the game wisely grants you the freedom to go full Leatherface if you choose. The experience is broken up by 2D minigames that add variety to the 3D slapstick antics. Crucially, there are no punishing fail states. Imprecision is baked into the comedy, ensuring you always have as much time as needed to finish tasks. With a short 90-minute runtime, the gimmick never wears out its welcome. If you appreciate slapstick humor, gross-out jokes, and a joy of suburban anarchy, you'll find Grandma No! To be an enduring fleeting outlet for mischief where failure is consistently funny and destruction is always encouraged. At number 5 we have 20XX, a fast-paced action platforming roguelike that wears its heavy inspiration from the Mega Man X series on its sleeve. If you're looking for a title that replicates the fluid dash jumping and intense boss encounters of the Blue Bomber, you'll find a surprisingly competent homage here. The core loop involves you sprinting through procedurally generated stages, battling quirky robot bosses, and gathering various augmentations to bolster your power. Unlike the static handcrafted levels of the games it emulates, 20XX keeps you on your toes with randomized layouts and enemy placements. This design choice ensures that no 2 runs are identical, providing substantial replayability. You can tackle the game as Nina, who utilizes a long-range buster, or Ace, who specializes in high-damage close-quarters sword combat. While the controls feel tight and refined, the aesthetic is a point of contention. The game features a clean, cartoony art style that some players find charming, while others feel it lacks a gritty, detailed polish of classic pixel art titles. Furthermore, the absence of a cohesive story means you are playing strictly for the mechanical thrill rather than the narrative. However, the inclusion of robust cooperative multiplayer and deep customizable difficulty modifiers allows you to tailor the challenge to your skill level. If you can move past the lack of a traditional campaign and the occasional repetitiveness inherent in roguelikes, 20XX offers a rewarding, high-octane experience that successfully modernizes the classic action platformer formula for a new generation of players. At number 6 we have Maiden and Spell, an indie 1v1 bullet battling game that offers a unique competitive twist on the bullet hell genre. The game features a group of adventurer heroines descending into a dangerous dungeon to battle monsters and each other for treasure. The gameplay mechanics create a frantic experience where you must navigate complex patterns of projectiles while managing cooldowns for offensive and defensive skills. While the screen can appear chaotic to newcomers, you'll find that mastering the game is deeply rewarding. Once you grasp the basics, learning to focus on your tiny hitbox while creating your own storm of attacks provides a sense of calm amidst a colorful intensity. The character roster is compact, featuring 8 magical marksmen with distinct fighting styles. The tight design ensures strong character identity and excellent balance, making each matchup feel unique. Visually, the game uses simple but effective graphics that clearly communicate essential information. The art direction masterfully utilizes character design to suggest story elements without relying heavily on dialogue. While the arcade-style story mode is helpful for practicing strategies, the narrative itself is the weakest aspect, suffering from ambiguity and some questionable plot implications. Additionally, the inclusion of certain magical girl transformation sequences feels out of place with the rest of the game's aesthetic. However, with polished mechanics and robust rollback netcode for online play, Maiden and Spell remains a highly engaging experience. If you're seeking a fresh, competitive challenge, this affordable indie gem is certainly worth your time. At number 7 we have DUSK, an FPS game that wears its 90s FPS inspirations on its sleeves. There's no regenerating health, no hit scanning enemies, nor guided tours through levels. Like Doom, the plot is not the main focus of the game. You set off on a journey through a demented farmland to stop an eldritch terror from ending the world. The story starts out a little bit more realistic, but eventually evolves into something pretty crazy with wild level designs that defy logic and push the boundaries of first-person exploration. DUSK gets better and better as you play, and new levels focus on different concepts that the game is trying to teach you. Some levels will even mess with your brain by contorting itself in ways that your brain just can't quite comprehend. Some levels are even scarier, and borderlines being a horror game as invisible enemies pop out from the darkness to murder you. The game lacks a map screen, but the levels have been designed in such a way that you're never truly lost. All of your weapons will be useful against specific enemies. Hunting rifles can take on hulking brutes, while smaller foes are best dispatched with their assault rifle as an example. Other weapons include a rocket launcher, a double-barrel shotgun, among others. You'll find that there's no one-size-fits-all weapon, and will have you switching your weapons around based on what enemies you're facing. There are also boss battles, and they're unique in a way that you can actually skip most of them by flicking some switches, dodging attacks while waiting for a door to open. Or you can choose to murder them, but they do soak up quite a few bullets before going down. The final boss is quite a feature, and it ends the game on a high note. DUSK is all about the action with no filler, and you'll take about 4 hours to complete the fantastic campaign. DUSK is an awesome game for fans of classic FPS games. It features really good level designs and tight gameplay that is on par with some of the best Doom games, and I would highly recommend it. At number 8 we have The Gunk, a game where you embark on a visually stunning 3D platforming adventure as a Rani, tasked with cleaning up a planet overwhelmed by a gooey substance called the Gunk. The game offers a feast for the senses, with breathtaking visuals and vibrant landscapes as you navigate through caves, plains, and rivers tainted by this ominous black substance. Your mission involves absorbing the Gunk to restore the world's color and beauty, and the transformation triggered by your efforts is a testament to the game's graphical prowess. While the visual spectacle is a highlight, the Gunk tends to play it safe compared to Image and Form's more inventive titles. The narrative, revolving around Rani and Bex exploring the planet, unfolds in a kid-friendly manner, punctuated with occasional swearing. The affable duo and their yellow delivery bot Kurt offer entertaining radio chatter, reminiscent of characters from other enjoyable games. However, the scanning mechanic, integral to upgrading Rani's power glove, feels underdeveloped, and the upgrades lack significant impact, often catering to combat scenarios that don't present a substantial challenge. Nevertheless, the joy of sucking up space carrots and berries remains a delightful aspect of the gameplay. The Gunk truly shines when the story transitions into 3D platforming, showcasing polished mechanics comparable to Nintendo's quality. Rani's responsive and confident leaping abilities make the platforming enjoyable, even if the challenges are somewhat limited. While the Gunk falls short of the inventive brilliance seen in Image and Form's previous titles, it offers a good, visually pleasing experience. Its breezy gameplay, captivating visuals, and engaging characters make it a worthwhile addition to your gaming repertoire. At number 9 we have SpongeBob SquarePants, Titans of the Tide, an action platformer that delivers a surprisingly polished experience, particularly if you're a fan of the iconic show. Moving beyond the frustrations of the cosmic shake, this game stands out by making you feel as though you are playing through an actual episode, complete with authentic character dialogue, expressive facial animations, and a vibrant, expansive world. The gameplay is where you'll find the most enjoyment. The platforming mechanics are significantly tightened, offering responsive controls that make traversal and combat feel consistently satisfying. The unique feature is the ability to swap between SpongeBob and Patrick on the fly using BFF rings. This mechanic adds depth to combat, especially when utilizing Patrick's new burrowing ability or his entertaining grappling hook. The boss fights are pure spectacle, providing challenge and memorable encounters that highlight the game's improved enemy variety and mechanics. However, the experience is not without its flaws. You'll likely notice that the story pacing suffers, feeling drawn out and occasionally obnoxious during key narrative moments. Additionally, the cutscenes are hampered by awkward timing, which can disrupt the overall flow. Despite these pacing issues, the sheer abundance of references, which you're encouraged to hunt for, along with the variety of unlockable costumes and a catchy soundtrack, makes the game a rewarding venture. If you can overlook the inconsistent narrative transitions, you'll find a genuinely fun platformer that captures the heart and humor of Bikini Bottom with great success. Please note that this bundle gives you a 40% off coupon, as opposed to the game itself. At number 10 we have Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed, a visually stunning remake of the original Wii adventure, inviting you to return to the Wasteland, a pocket universe for forgotten cartoon characters. The narrative casts you as Mickey Mouse, who must navigate this world using a magic paintbrush to either restore it with paint or erase it with thinner. The core dichotomy is the game's most engaging feature, as your choices leave a permanent mark on the environment and influence how NPCs treat you throughout the journey. While the art direction is genuinely impressive, making the world feel like a modern, darker 3D Disney short, the underlying gameplay remains fundamentally flawed. The platforming is consistently bland, lacking the challenge or variety to feel satisfying. Objectives often boil down to repetitive fetch quests that suffer from a lack of backtracking options, meaning you can easily miss collectibles or side content, locking them away until a new Game Plus run. The remake introduces helpful quality of life improvements, including a much needed sprint button and better dodging mechanics, which certainly help the game flow more smoothly than the original. However, despite this fresh coat of paint, the experience is held back by its rote structure and lackluster objectives. It is a beautiful project that succeeds as an aesthetic overhaul, but at its heart, it remains the same lukewarm platformer from years past. If you value atmosphere and narrative choice over mechanically engaging gameplay, you might find enjoyment here. But otherwise, the experience feels like a hollow, samey slog. Please note that this bundle gives you a 50% off coupon as opposed to the game itself. And that's all for this bundle. The Summer Games Done Quick 2026 bundle is an absolute win for any speedrunner's library. Featuring high-octane titles like Bomb Rush, this collection delivers serious value that's honestly hard to pass up. Whether you're looking to shave seconds off your personal best or just want some top-tier gameplay, this drop hits different. Plus, you're supporting Doctors Without Borders while stacking your Steam library. Do not sleep on this one. Grab the bundle, support a great cause, and get grinding. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.